Episode number 916, 40 Years to Overnight Success.
You're listening to the official BNI podcast with BNI founder and Chief Visionary Officer, Dr. Ivan Misner. Stay tuned for networking and referral marketing tips from the man who's been called the father of modern networking, along with suggestions and insights into getting the most from your membership in the world's largest networking organization, BNI.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the official BNI podcast. I'm Priscilla Rice, and I'm coming to you from Live Oak Recording Studio in Berkeley, California, and I'm joined on the phone today by the founder and the Chief Visionary Officer of BNI, Dr. Ivan Misner. Hello, Ivan. How are you and where are you?
I am back home from France, and I promised to comment on how it went. We had a conference. The French conference was amazing. It's always incredible there. One of the incredible things about BNI is that wherever you go, it's like the television series. And I know a lot of people may not be familiar with the old television series Cheers, where everybody knows your name. You know, you go into the bar and everybody knows your name. You go to a BNI meeting and everyone's very welcoming. So conference was great. And then my wife and I stayed in Ez. I think it's spelled E-Z or E-Z-E. It's a little village on a hilltop in the south of France. And we visited it when we were in France a few years ago. And it was just beautiful. And we stayed at a Relais Chateau hotel overlooking the Mediterranean. It was magical. And we really enjoyed it. And yes, wine was involved.
Are you going back to the same beautiful place?
Again, in the future, I don't know. We've been in that area twice now. So there's some other places around the world that we need to go that we haven't been to.
Okay.
So today, I'm talking about BNI's growth. And take a look at the transcript. There'll actually be a graphic in the transcript that is what's called a traditional J curve. BNI has literally got 40 years of consecutive growth. 40 years of consecutive growth. And the title, 40 Years to Overnight Success, is kind of a nod to the long-lasting success that sometimes appears sudden to outsiders. But it definitely took 20 years to build a successful organization that was becoming international. At least that. And so BNI continues to grow. That graph that you can look at in this transcript of the podcast visually captures a classic exponential growth curve, starting modestly in the early years, accelerating through the 2000s, and then skyrocketing in the last decade. The trajectory is a powerful testament to the strength of systems, culture, and scalability. Now, you may be listening to this and going, okay, well, how does this apply to me? It applies to me because what we've done focuses on the strength of systems, culture, and scalability. And so, I'm going to talk a little bit about BNI, but I'm going to talk about why I think BNI was successful at growing, which means you can take these ideas and apply them to your business locally, even if you just want to scale locally. So here's some observations. It was kind of slow and steady growth from 1985 to 2000. First 15 years show a relatively modest growth characteristic of early stage startups. Building foundations, developing systems, proving the model. That was really important. And then gaining traction. A lot of people back in the 80s and 90s were like, isn't this networking thing just a fad? No, it's not a fad. It's a process. And it was one of the biggest media questions I had in the 80s and 90s. The second phase is accelerated expansion from 2001 to 2015. From 2000 onward, the curve really steepens, and the phase likely coincides with our international expansion, solidified referral-based business model. We really had the BNI model down then, improved branding and marketing, and a maturing leadership infrastructure within the organization. And the third phase is hypergrowth, 2016 through the end of 2024. And the sharpest incline begins around 2016, and that's likely due to, and here are the things that you can learn from this experience. It's probably due to enhanced digital tools for meetings and referrals, the scalability of online and hybrid business, us doing online and hybrid chapters. Focused leadership development and succession planning. There was a lot of attention paid on leadership development and succession planning. Social proof from decades of results and testimonials. When you do billions of dollars and thank you for closed business, that's a lot of social proof. And the fact that it comes from the membership is, that those numbers come from your reporting in BNI Connect is powerful social proof. And then strategic adaptation during and after the COVID pandemic. So the ability to pivot when times are challenging. It clearly was during COVID. And by the way, will be again. More than ever, businesses need to learn to be able to pivot quickly. So, what are some of the factors behind BNI's long-term success? And I would argue your long-term success as a business person. And I'm going to give you 6 different points. One is that we have created a mission-driven culture. Giver's gain isn't just a motto, it's a philosophy embedded in the DNA of every chapter. This is cultural clarity attracts purpose-driven professionals. So, trying to create a mission-driven culture in your business is really important. And then scalable systems. The chapter launch blueprints, BNI standardized and replicated successes. Systems reduce chaos and boost predictability. The key, though, with systems is to apply systems more like Mandela than Attila. You want to apply them with tough love and caring, but you got to apply systems. Now, not every business is going to do this, but a franchise-like model helped BNI. Empowering local leaders to grow chapters while maintaining brand consistency allowed for rapid global expansion. Many of the regions throughout the organizations are, in fact, locally owned and operated. We are global but local. BNI has succeeded. This is number 4. BNI succeeded in adapting globally while staying rooted in local business culture. Key advantage in referral networking. And we're doing business in more than 75 countries around the world. So that focus on local is still very important. Leadership continuity and vision. Staying leadership led. Still involved with the company as the founder for decades. To provide some continuity. And we have people who've been in BNI for decades. We have some of our original BNI members from the original chapter. We have executives from the organization that are still involved after 20 or 30 years that are still involved in BNI. So you want to try to get the vision not be diluted. It has to be expanded. And that helps with leadership continuity and vision. Number 6 is tech integration at the right time. BNI embraced tech not to replace relationships, but to enhance them, especially with platforms like BNI Connect and online meeting capabilities. All right, so let me give you. I got 7 lessons for other companies seeking this kind of growth. See if I can give it to you quick. 1, build before you blitz. The first 15 years were about proving and refining the model. Focus on infrastructure and culture before scaling. 2, codify the culture. Make your values operational. A motto like Giver's Gain works because it's not just on the wall, it's in every interaction. 3, make it replicable. Design systems that can be taught easily and replicated across geographies and leadership transitions. 4, support local ownership. Empower people on the ground with tools, training, and autonomy within a strong brand framework. 5, adapt, don't abandon. We repeat that, adapt, don't abandon. When change, like a pandemic comes, adapt the format, but don't abandon the mission. That's really important. 6, grow the people to grow the company. BNI's growth reflects a parallel investment in leadership development, mentorship, and legacy. So you grow the people in order to grow the company. And 7, stay purpose first. Profit is a byproduct of purpose pursued with excellence and consistency. That's really, really important. BNI, my final thought, I'm happy to take any questions that you might have, Priscilla. My final thought is that BNI's graph isn't just a chart. It's a 40-year monument to mission, method, and momentum. Repeat that. It's a 40-year monument to mission, method, and momentum. Companies chasing similar long-term success should look beyond trends in tech and instead anchor themselves in values, systems, and vision. And when you grow people and purpose, the numbers take care of themselves. That's my message for today, Priscilla. Any thoughts before we wrap up?
That's great. Well, I think it's just absolutely amazing that it's in more than 75 countries.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
The system works. We don't try to change the culture. We just apply an overlay on top of the existing culture. But you could go to a meeting in another country and not know a single word of the language, and you know exactly where the meeting is. You know exactly where they are in the meeting because BNI is so much the same from country to country.
That's
Worldwide.
amazing. And are the meetings in all those different languages?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's dozens and dozens of languages.
Incredible.
BNI, and now with the technology, what's just amazing to me, I just saw two separate videos that I did that were using the technology that exists today. They took my video, a video of me, and they flipped it up to one of them is in Vietnamese and the other is in Dutch. Two different videos. And my lips sync with the video, and it looks like I know Dutch, it looks like I know Vietnamese. So the technology is just so amazing.
Oh,
It
they could do that?
What's that?
They could do that with AI or whatever?
Yeah, there are video programs that allow you to take a video message and have it speak in that country's language, and it actually alters your lips to kind of match the sounds.
Right.
It blows my mind. It is so realistic looking.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, so I think everything you said is really important and great to hear about.
Thanks. For those listening, my goal here was twofold. One was to show you that we have had 40 years of consecutive growth, but more importantly, to talk about some of the things that you can do to have decades of growth and scalability. That's my message for today, Priscilla. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Misner. This podcast is sponsored by MisnerAudioprograms.com. These audio programs will provide you with the tools and the inspiration to powerfully enhance your BNI experience. So check out the great material that's available to you at MisnerAudioprograms.com and use the promo code IVAN50 for 50% off of everything. All of the proceeds go to the BNI Foundation. Thank you so much for listening. This is Priscilla Rice, and we look forward to having you join us again next week for another exciting episode of the official BNI podcast.